great one. Opening round, space versus Yaz, count us down.
3, 2, 1, begin.
Here we go. All right, already getting some glintstone scraps around here. Just to make people move. I actually really like that. It's not really for the damage. It's just to make people out of position, really. Although one hit can make you stun if you get like one slender hit. That's another thing.
Well,
a lot of knives.
The other thing is if people have the ritual shield or ritual sword talisman, getting those couple hits on there negates that. So that's also another great use for that at the start of the match.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I just never expect them to actually hit. So far, yeah, they're kind of trying to find their way in here.
Yeah, being pretty passive so far. I mean, we saw that in Yos's player card. They're gonna wait for space to make a mistake, but you know, some of these upper echelon players, you know, the ones that regularly finish in the top 3 or top 4, you're not gonna catch them making mistakes too often. It's usually gonna be the other way around. A lot of as we see the sword dance, he finally gets a hit there. Doesn't get the L1 follow-up, but he does finally break that stalemate, that silence here in terms of damage. Gets another roll catch there.
Oh, he's panicking
on this.
I love it. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, doing a great job. Actually got him in the corner as well. We saw Yos finally be able to break away and reset here. We'll see if they can get some damage in. That's beautiful spacing there as he gets in one R1 with the thrusting sword, and now Space is painted.
Look at that pressure. Oh, I love
it. There's a trade from the sword dance and the flaming strike as Yos doing a pretty good job, Dante, of keeping the pressure up and keeping his buffs on, huh?
Yeah, I love the pressure. I think we have the either colors or names swapped or whatever, but it's kind of weird. I like kind of spamming that because the stun of the thrusting sword can. Oh, look at that, brilliant! And that's like 3 or 4 times they got sword dance hit on there. Because the hyper armor. I love the flaming strike as well. Wow, tears are popped. What a combo! The spam, you gotta love the spam. Oh my goodness! And the hyper armor. Oh, nope. We got the fists of fury. We should ban this for end of match stuff. Everybody's using it. Look at that. See?
Oh,
see, brilliant. Wow. I did. Yeah.
Prepare for combat in 3, 2, 1.
Double glintstones. We did see a little bit of damage on Yaz, but no big deal.
You see the talisman swaps now. The ritual shield talisman on the side of Space Ranger. Now that he's got that HP back, he does have the swaddling cloth as well. A really good thing to use on the power stance straight swords. You know, I'm surprised Yas isn't running that. He does have the Blessed Dew on right now. Maybe he'll swap later. Well, no, now he's taking some damage here. This is the first bit of damage. Nice job of redirecting that. He knew that he wasn't going to be in range to land that sword dance, and he did a great job of redirecting to not let himself get punished. But we see some trades right there, and Yas barely comes out on the top of it, has a slight lead here. Oh no, actually is slightly behind. Excuse me, Space did come out on top of that. On top of that one too. Beautiful L1 roll catch there as he gets Yas to a corner, but barely gets out. Nice sword dance though to get the roll catch. Now Yas has finally got a chance to reset, gets the buff on the thrusting sword.
Oh, look at that.
Was that 2? I think that was 2 hits, right? That he landed?
That speed and range? Wow. I mean, I can see why someone might think this is one of the more powerful builds.
Flaming strike, beautiful catch there in the follow-up too.
That popped his tears.
It did, but Space does respond with damage of his own. Yas is probably 1 hit away from getting his tier proc. He does have that swaddling cloth on. I'm not sure when he changed it, but he did throw it on. There's a trade right there. I think now his tier is proc. So now both tiers are proc. Yas has a slight lead, only about 200, but more or less even when you have players like this going up against each other.
I love the pre-attack in there that Yas just did. It's just keeping them at bay. You can't get there. I mean, right now they're fairly even, only because the straight swords do more damage. But the potential of spamming down. Oh, and there it is. That was really well timed. You're starting to see a little bit. Oh, the trade. Oh, he got a bunch of health back from the swaddling cloth there. We got the on
top of that, yeah. Oh, beautiful running R2. The backstab animation. if that was in the
can't
backside,
believe
if he went for a running R2, that may have done Space Ranger in. He does have the blue feather talisman on right now. No blessed use, so he's not regenning HP right now. Also has the great shield
spacing.
talisman.
Yeah, I actually think he was trying to go for that backstab. You can get a free backstab if somebody rolls unlocked away from it. There it is. That's scary. The
combatants prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, that was crazy. Buff on one side, scraps on the other. Scraps are pretty free, and then you get a buff after, so I was surprised Yas didn't try to do that again, but nothing happens either way. Doesn't really affect anything. Ooh, wow.
Is he gonna get that timing strike? No.
He went for the follow-up, which was interesting.
That was a really nice rolling L1 on the side of space, because Yosa's going to do a follow-up R1 there and got him just before it happened. We see the talisman swaps that he's made now, though, so still about at full HP, but space does have more HP right now because of that Crimson Amber medallion. Oh, actually, now we do have the swaps now as he takes some damage, so even again, full HP.
Look at that spacing.
Beautiful spacing. Y'all seems like he's literally getting these hits on like the very last pixel of that hitbox, you know? Like it looks like the sword is not even making contact. He just really understands.
He's cheating is what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean it's what a weird whiff right there. They both whiffed. No punish. Yeah, I mean you're right. Oh, see that's what I want to see, because again, people with the Power Sands Great Spears, they try to prey on people panic rolling. I want to see spam against that. Now, I don't know the
beautiful jumping out one. The flaming strike,
I love it. Oh, I love it. That was actually really well played by Space Ranger there. What a read. That was
that's definitely stuff he needs to do. He looked a little bit nervous in the start of this match, and some of the last one, a lot of panic rolls right now. This, however, is not what he needs.
This is what I'm talking about. Oh my goodness.
What do you mean? Just R1, R1. Is this Dark Souls 3? Is this what I'm watching right now? Just R1, 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 and you win.
I thought he was out of space on that one.
You also did a ton of damage. The only thing Space really has going for him right now is just that, like, those L1s, especially those JL1s, just do so much damage. But right now he's at 19 HP. He doesn't get the jumping R1, but he still has his tier active. Do we see talisman swaps?
Yeah, but tier skip range. I mean, he's...
That's true. Oh, is he gonna get punished? Yes.
How did he survive that? That was... Come on.
I think Space ran out of stamina maybe at the end, or I don't know if he was expecting. All right, combatants, prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1.
Come on. People don't think the Ash of War can hit anybody. I think it can make somebody move. All right, there we see the Phalanx already hitting. Phalanx extremely strong and has an absurd amount of poise damage on it for like no reason, but whatever. The Vortex, the running attack obviously is better for Maud, but the Vortex, the damage, I think the Phalanx, the Ash of War, I think there's too many things on the side of Ruth. This is a tough matchup, I think. If Ruth stays, look at that. I mean, I love that.
Really good with those vortexes, those crouching L1s. We saw Maud getting some good damage there right before those trades happened. But that's the thing, when you're down, especially early, you can't really afford to trade too much.
Nice spacing.
I can do one or two, but they build up, they add up, and before you know it, you're down like this. Ruth still has her tier active. It's a beautiful crouching L1 roll catch. That is what we are accustomed to seeing from.
Let's see it.
All right, combatants, prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1.
All right. Buff. Here we go. Glintstone gets punished. Phalanx
spot.
Already reduces that.
Ruth is trying to get in the corner there. Yeah, Maud didn't aggress on that. Kind of interesting. He had her exactly where he wanted her to be, and right now he gets some nice L1s. I think it was 3. That's about 900 damage that Maud just did. That's what you want to do, especially when you're down 1-0 in the stocks right now. Get an early lead like that, but the thing is you gotta keep up the aggression. So we'll see if he starts to sit back. It doesn't look like it. A nice running L1 there, but Ruth does respond with some damage of her own. But these
tears are popped already.
not what you can afford to do with your Ruth. Some nice JR1s that we'll see. She did turn up the aggressiveness in there, so that wasn't for free, but she does have her tier procs. Like you said, I think just maybe 3 more full L1s. Beautiful dodging on the Loretta.
Oh, to the city! To the city!
A Frostblood rolls in, so it gets the proc as well. Beautiful, beautiful anticipation on the Frostblood. Just stand still right there, though.
Oh, the parry!
The parry!
The parry attempt!
The heart slot parry. She tried it. You have to respect it. But
I appreciate it.
Combatants, prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Both drinking the sauce.
Yeah, Ruth now on the power stance straight swords. I think, I don't know if she would have had to swap. I mean, I guess this is what she feels more comfortable against the power stance spears. Maybe she thinks this is better in terms of like stamina management. She can get attacks out a little bit faster because like with the PSGS, you kind of just have crouching L1 and L1, maybe jumping R1 too, but adding in some neutrals and maybe some running R1s in here too with and also crouching R1s, crouching L1s with the power stance swords gives her.
Ooh, I don't know who wins
versatility.
that. If they just kept spamming, I think Maud wins that damage exchange.
They both have swaddling cloth. I think Ruth's got procced for a minute, or maybe I'm mistaken. Oh, she almost gets that crouching R1. That was a good read.
Oh, the space.
Maudcraeb. Good turnaround right there with his second L1. Great job with that turnaround, and she used it as a bait. We don't see that very often. Maudcraeb saw her turn around and thought he could punish, but she saw it coming from a mile away. Great job on the side of Ruth.
Oh, tears are popped.
Unga trades going back and forth.
This is crazy. I love it.
Yeah, about even now, but Ruth does have a slight lead. This is going to be a really, really good match. This might be one of the best ones we see here today. Both players only 1 stock, win to their name. Both need to win 2 to advance to the next round of the winners. Bracket, as we see, a little bit of panic rolls, but Maud doing a pretty good job of trying to reset here. Ruth doing a good job, though, of like incorporating, you know, other tools here. Like we
What's the Ash of War?
Earlier.
We haven't even seen the Ash. Ruth. I don't know if Ruth has done the Ash of War yet. I'm assuming it's sword or no, those are
she's
the Carians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think we'll see the Ash of War.
Yeah, probably.
From that, but beautiful backswing there that she got in with Maudcraeb. Is like 1
I
HP,
can't believe Ruth is bringing this back. The Starfist come out, but the aggression. What is happening? Oh my goodness.
This is gonna be so close. No players are regenning HP at all. I don't know if there's time to swap. Beautiful turnaround by Maudcraeb.
Wow.
What is that? 18 HP?
Incredible.
Prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1.
All right, here we go. I don't know. Like Ruth is playing well. And I don't know if swapping weapons was right. Wow, Jesus.
We see the trace comes out on top of those.
I mean, like, okay.
Maybe it was.
I mean, that was 1,000 damage. Just, I freaking blinked.
Man,
I like that. Go ahead.
I think something we need to say is that like I don't know what shifted in Maud's mental, but the way they're playing compared to the first stock and now is like night and day. They're using every they're playing fairly passive, right? But every opportunity they can to attack like this, every single whiff, they're making use of it. They're not wasting any opportunities, as we see there. Catches Ruth as she lands with a jump and just, are you kidding me? What was that, like over 1,000 damage in the span of like 10 seconds? Bit of a newcomer, so I'm really excited to see how they do here. Dante, do you have anything to say?
I mean, what Rocket Dog? What the heck is this? I don't even down for this first match.
All right, combatants, prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1.
There we go. I've never seen DarkSoapp actually clean himself with the soap, so I don't really. I don't know.
I saw it in one tournament. I think it was one of the ones they won early in the spring this year, or it was like winter last year, like December. People were asking for it. They did pop the soap. at the end of the match. But really great job. How did nobody get hit by that flaming strike or sword dance? They just kind of did ring around the rosy there for a little bit. Nobody's really taken too much damage. DarkSoapp did land a little bit, almost gets the edge of that flaming strike. Lithium is doing okay. One thing I've noticed, a lot of people when they see that flaming strike come out, they go straight backwards. Lithium is doing a great job on getting outside of the edge of that cone hitbox there to not get hit by it, by also giving them an opportunity to punish because they're close enough to do another hit after that animation ends. And we saw him do another redirection of that sword dance so he doesn't put himself in a bad spot. I think he's playing better than the health says. He's taken a few hits, but I mean, I think it's just because DarkSoapp's damage is so crazy. But we do have to give DarkSoapp some credit.
Oh,
we see a beautiful
combo.
sword dance. Yeah, he got the
some health. Yeah.
There.
Ooh, man. I mean, still, DarkSoapp has a commanding lead, but anything can change with the straight swords. Oh, try to attack through the flame strike. Wow.
That might do Lithium in. Getting hit by that flaming strike, going in for that L1 and then getting hit out of it. Although he is close to getting a proc on DarkSoapp, he's in a corner though. I don't know. I think that one.
Any tier skip.
Great job dodging these flaming strikes. Oh, but he gets hit by that one. Crazy. That hitbox
and
the trades.
Dagger wins. Wow.
Yeah, great job by DarkSoapp keeping the.
Oh, count us down.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
There we go. Starting it up. Glintstones coming in. Throwing more darts. Just trying to get something moving.
As we saw the feint jump again, really, he's doing such a good job of dodging those flaming strikes. I mean, DarkSoapp is just throwing them out. A lot of times opening engagements with them, and I think Lithium has been caught by, I think, the follow-up of one of those twice, maybe. I don't know if the first one's hit, but that's a great neutral one and a follow-up as well. This is what Lithium needs right now. This type of early lead that he needs to get that momentum in his favor to climb back, as he has, what is this, a 400 HP lead right now? Well, now 200.
Yeah, I know.
So quickly from those
Don't
L1s
blink.
with the offhand dagger.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of stuff. I like the use of... I want to actually see... Oh, don't get caught. He was caught on the wall. Flaming strike rolled in. Got comboed. Tears popped. Lithium is down bad right now. That was huge. What a comeback from DarkSoapp to have a commanding lead. It's not over, obviously.
Good sword dance.
Sword dance is good.
A little bit.
It's a bit rough now because you sort of like it as a get through stuff hyper armor situation, but like that. He doesn't have,
there you go.
He doesn't have a lot of health to play with. That's the problem. DarkSoapp still has the tears here.
That's true. We don't have a Blessed Dew on the side of Lithium either. We do have the Godskin Swaddling Cloth, however, so that'll do a little bit of work for him. He's got to be really careful though. I don't know. I think he should swap to the Blessed Dew. Great flaming strike right there. I think he should swap the Godskin Swaddling off for the Blessed Dew as he gets hit. Beautiful roll catch on DarkSoapp and he takes this 2-0. Man,
wow,
okay,
good job, DarkSoapp.
This combatants prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1.
All right, here we go. Glintstones get pelted a little bit. Lithium taking our... Oh, yeah, they did take damage. That was weird. Can the dual straight swords have enough damage to come back?
Almost
no one goes for that follow-up, by the way.
There's the jump feint as well. Great restraint, though, and not going for that L1. He read that pretty well. He's having to try to reset here. See, like, I think his positioning is a little is not quite as good as DarkSoapp's. His map awareness. You see, this is the second time in this stock alone he's backed himself into the corner, and he's paying the price for it.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a bait with sword dance. I don't know, but flaming strike, tears are popped. I mean, I think that's a combo you can't get out of. If you get that combo, you can't get away from the dagger. I'm not sure on that one exactly, but I'm pretty sure like a
strike?
Yeah, I think flaming strike combo into dagger, you might not be able to get out of that. That's just the dagger's too fast.
Right. Yeah. Oh
I mean, yeah.
The team's already like 2 shots away from death. DarkSoapp still has his tier up.
Nice jump. He's dead in the air. That dagger put in work in that match.
It really did. Good follow-ups there. Combatants, prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1.
There we go. The classic matchup. Tale as old as time here. Power stance, stray sword versus power stance, great spears. Ooh, man. There's more in the arsenal of the straight swords, but man, that vortex power of the great spears makes up for so much, man.
Great
wow, he punished for it. Double punish. And that's the equalizer right there is Sword Dance. Getting that hyper armor, being able to stop some of the aggression, but the double jump on Bean was disturbing.
Yeah.
Oh,
900
man.
damage, so not for free though. Bean did get a good bit of damage in there, about 400. So, again, Space did come out on top of that, but pretty good follow-ups on the side of Bean to kind of keep minute. But in the time between that, actually, Spacey's managed to land a couple other L1s. You gotta, what's for those of us in the chat that maybe don't know, what is the strategy against PSGS if you're running power stance?
Probably a lot of jumps. I mean, I'm guessing a lot more jumps, but the problem is Space Ranger is one of the best for a reason. Because oh, look at that. I mean, they wiggled their way to their hearts. I mean, like literally just
3, 2, 1.
No punish, tries to throw a dagger. See who gets first blood. Oh, first blood goes to Space. Flaming strike. Sword dance is good in some of those. If you're afraid of getting combo down, sword dance is good just to get out of that. Oh, look at that. They're doing the handy tech there. Try to get a little bit more speed on their next attack. Oh, the spacing. Look at that. Bean's playing a lot better now. Okay.
Nice one roll catch there too, yeah.
Wow.
I noticed something that they tried to do was get roll catches on Space, and first up wasn't really able to do that. If you can just get 1 or 2, you can really kind of throw people off their game and maybe chain that. Now that Space is on their back foot again for the first time in this particular match, we'll see if they can get anything done. Beautiful lead by Bean to not get caught by that second JL1, and man, this is a night and day. A beautiful read that L1 was about to come out. See, just like that roll catch early on seems to just kind of thrown off Space's momentum. And now Bean's just kind of rolling with it. Beautiful job there.
Oh, he didn't attack.
If he actually went for that, he would have tainted. I think the hyper armor would have saved him and would have gotten some good counter hit damage, but he didn't go for it. And because of that, like, Bean is almost full HP. That's like the first hit that
Space Ranger's tears are popped already.
Yeah, although like we saw that 1L1 did 500 damage, so it's possible Space could come back in just like four L1s, right?
Yeah,
as he's
absolutely.
trying to fish for that second one right now. Space is regenerating HP though, so if he can just play a little bit slow, play careful. Bean has the lead right now. If you can stall this out a little bit, Bean's gonna get a little aggressive and it's gonna want to just finish this match sooner rather than later.
Oh,
behind right now.
Oh, he lost his body.
Bit of a sync issue, I think. To my knowledge, I think both players can see each other, but the torso has come back.
What the hell?
Come out trying to finish Space. He's chasing him down right now. There's a JL1, but a little bit too early. Is he gonna get roll caught? Yes, he is. We'll double check and make sure that everything was fine on. Prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1.
Wow. Yeah, Bean completely took that last one back.
Yeah, we'll see
will
if
Space Ranger do?
If they'll be able to capitalize on that momentum, or if Space is, like you said, maybe playing with a little bit of frustration there, and just really want to prove that they do belong here. That 3-0 is not representative of their skill, as we see.
Was amazing.
So they're doing it right now. Wins 3 hits right there, and that's a 14 damage that Space has done early, only for the cost of 400 in return. We do see the talisman swap now on the side of Bean. Is that, I believe, the Rotten Sword insignia, I think?
Yeah,
or some
the
sort of
successive hits
Yes.
give you more damage. Yeah.
We've got that, the Swaddling Cloth, and Millicent. So if Bean's able to chain a couple here, even some Phantom hits, that'll really help them close the gap right now. I think.
Oh, the
The
punish!
use of their tears almost gets that.
Oh,
JL1,
look at that,
but
the
Bean reads it
running
very
L1.
well, and now just like
Back.
that, Bean is climbing back. Pretty confidently, as we do see a tear pocket over a bit of a vortex there too. The follow-up crouching L1, as we see a crouching L1 on the side of Bean, but doesn't quite catch Space. Beautiful read there, and another crouching L1 too to finish. It looked like Bean was going to actually just steamroll through that, was making a comeback. We'll see combatants prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Starting up, double buff. I like the pressure by Space Ranger already coming in. Using those R1 attacks, which no one really uses them that much, but I like throwing them out there. You get added range.
Yeah, especially those crouch ones. You can actually, I mean, the Power Stance Straight Swords is the reason why it's one of the most, well, one of them is just the versatility that you have to do with it. You have a lot of different ways to engage. You have neutral L1, you have JL1, crouching L1, crouching R1 as well. Like, there's a lot of different attacks you can open with, and a lot of different mix-up you can do to get some neat little pseudo combos in here and some panic roll catches. So, whereas the PSGS, you have crouching L1, you have JL1, that's it. But the damage is so insane. Yeah, great jump there in the Flaming Strike. That was really cool, actually. But now we see the buff from the Flaming Strike on Space Rangers. Great lance. We'll see if they're able to come back. Beautiful damage on the side.
Oh, look at that, the comeback.
The JL1, the neutral L1, and then the follow-up sword dance just like that. That was like 1,200 damage. They were at 1,900 HP before that, and now just like that, Space is at risk of this becoming a 2-2, Dante.
Oh, that spacing was out of control. The jumping, brilliant again, Bean, brilliant composure not to go for the punish. The neutral jump came out. I mean, it's like these players have played each other a lot or something. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. It's crazy. Oh, tears are popped. Space Ranger's down. Space Ranger can absolutely still come back here. The vortex is real. Oh, the crouch attack comes out too fast. Space Ranger couldn't do their crouch attack. Wow. Bean has quite the lead here. Still not over.
Trying to chip the poise damage a little bit. Missing those. Just trying to mix things up a little bit. Good. Keep Space on his toes. Throw in some mix-ups here. Maybe try to fish out a little bait. Oh, that's a nice little.
Wow, brilliant. I love
it. Yep.
Yeah, doing these crouch attacks. Bean's doing a really good at the crouch attack, stopping the Space Ranger's aggression here in the middle of it. Yeah, that was
so close. If that was a trade, that could have spelled disaster for Bean. That could have resulted in a vortex, but Bean away. All right, we'll see. Combatants, prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1.
Wow, look at this. Both glintstone scraps, both running, both not getting hit. Oh, no, actually, Space Ranger took a couple hits.
Yeah, Space took a lot of hits there, actually. Way more than I thought he would have. So as we see, he already gets the talisman swap off of the Amber Medallion there, and in favor of the Blessed Dew. As you see, is some Flaming Strikes come out, but he does get punished for that. Out comes more daggers on the side of Bean. He's gonna get the cracks. Yes, he gets one of them. Just one of them, though. Jumping L1. Bean reads it pretty well. Maybe could have gone for a backstab there, though. Opts for the crouching L1 and nothing doing. Space does get out of it, so more or less even right now. Bean does have slightly about 200 HP, but now it's nice even a response, though. Space, great roll. Discipline, but he doesn't expect the sword dance. Gets both of them. Yeah, and there's another neutral L1. Space just really getting thrown off his game here early on. Bean already has a lead of about 1,000 HP, so Space does have a lot of work to do to climb back, as we see a trade there, but not really what you want to do right now. He does still have his tier active, though. That trade was a lot of damage for Space onto Bean, about 500, as both players kind of reset now. Space is trying to keep them in the corner. You see, looking strafing like that, trying to keep him in the corner, not give him much ability to move around. Maybe he's trying to set up a flaming strike. I wouldn't be surprised, but Bean manages to get out of there. Space doing a great job of mimicking.
Tears pop.
Does get his tear proc, but he's able to land a good bit of damage here. That gets a tear proc instead of Bean. Now Space has the lead by about 400 HP. He's getting out of the way. He's panic rolling a little bit. He's into the corner. There's the sword dance, but he rolls out of the way of it. Players are now resetting. This is the final stock of this match, the first match of the losers bracket. Whoever loses this match is out for good out of the tourney. Beautiful crouch L1 does into a vortex. The one where L1 is gonna win. He gets the L1 and the crouch R1, and he wins.
What happened?
Neutral R1. Combatants, you ready for combat in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, this is interesting. I don't know. I almost want to just see Ruth with Starfist or Shunter. Like, how aggressive can you be with this setup?
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I mean, again, like it is Ruth, but on paper, I don't like the Howl stock against the power sensors, especially because you know with the halberd you can just strafe right, I think, to avoid the hit. So we'll see what she's able to get done. She's really good at spacing, really good at engagement right now. About even so far. A good JL1 on the side of Lithium. We'll see what they're able to pull off. They do have the Godskin Swaddling Millicents. We do see some tally swaps here off of the Ritual Sword and Shield Talismans. She does go for the Dragon Great Shield Talisman and the Blessed Dew, and she's thrown on the Spell Drake as well. I think that's a good choice to run against the Kyrians and the Big Brain Noble Slender. Great redirection there as to not leave himself vulnerable after the sword dance. We see some daggers come out. Pretty even so far, huh? I think both players have a frost. No, only Lithium has a frost proc on him right now, so he's got to be really careful with these engagements. But wow, Ruth is starting to widen the gap, and then just like that, Lithium is narrowing it, Dante.
Yeah, I mean, that's because Lithium has Bull Goats on and was able to tank a hit from the thrusting sword. That's actually a big deal in this match. Basically, if you don't do that, the match is like twice as difficult. So having the Bull Goat and having that high enough poise to tank some of these hits, Ruth can't get the aggression started because nothing is stunning as much as it should. And you see, I mean, the damage differential is crazy. I mean, Ruth is still in the match, but it's tough to come back from this situation, especially when you just run into an L1 like that. But hey, it happens to the best of us. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, because a lot of those ways to engage is going to be with, like the thrusting sword, and because of the Bull Goat, you're not really going to get staggers with it, And as we see, that was not a great decision right there. I think maybe she just kind of panicked, but good read by Lith. All right, combatants, prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, let's check it out. I was surprised Ruth didn't actually change their weapon to something else, but because I don't know, I thought they were just getting out damaged. I didn't think they were really in that last match as much. Sword dance is so difficult to get through, especially with the halberd setup. Here's one thing that's cool is Ruth doesn't know that Lithium doesn't have Bull Goat Talisman on now. Right. They don't know yet.
Oh
so
sword dance.
It just... So if Ruth gets the idea that they're stunning them in one hit. All right, so now the Bull Goat comes out after the initial hit here. So now things are swapped a little bit.
Yeah, I think, especially because of that Bull Goat, I think you're right. I think going for a Shunter or maybe even PSGS would be a much better choice. I just really don't like the Howl stock. Like, you saw right there, 2 L1s and no stagger, as we see Lithium able to get the bullets off, but does get punished for it, does get him into a corner, but like, look, that's just, she's getting some hits in, but the damage just isn't there. It's going to be a lot harder for her to climb up, especially because she's not getting staggers right now. Beautiful JL1 right there, yeah, to dodge at R1. The halberd, just a little bit of upward tracking, but not enough if you wait too long to throw that out there. A nice little neutral L1 on the side of Lithium, and man, Ruth is already down by so much. Like, one hit away. She does get the Blue Feather Brand Sword on, but I think if she loses this, which looks pretty likely, almost get the pair.
You gotta be afraid.
She can go for it. She doesn't have it in the hand. We'll see. Maybe I spoke too soon. They do have their tier still active. Lithium does, as we see the swap back to the halberd. I have a feeling she's gonna.
Oh,
There's a
Shamshir.
here now, just to kind of finish it up, and does get it with the running R1.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I definitely need to read her. I think she's gonna swap. I don't think she's gonna. Prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1.
Can Ruth do it? Ruth dropping 2 pretty quickly, pretty handily. Let's see. I do think this fits Ruth's style a little bit more. Being able to get on the inside, being able to punish, being able to do damage. I mean, I'm actually surprised more people don't use this because this is annoying to go against. Man.
Yeah, we saw a lot of this at the November NA Festival of Combat. I think I saw like 3 players pull that out throughout that journey. So again, I haven't been keeping up with the EU for the latter half of this year, so I'm probably due for a few more surprises. You're likely a lot more familiar. I know you've been casting a lot of EU matches this year. We'll see if this is going to be enough. She's doing much better, right? She's able to kind of like reposition herself and engage a lot more quickly and disengage more quickly. As she gets hit by the jumping L1 and the follow-up sword dance. Almost gets the charge R2 as well. And there's a neutral L1. What is happening?
Gears are popped already.
Lithium just did 1,400 damage. Are you joking? No, wait, there was a tear pop. He did 1,700. Are you joking? Are you kidding me? Sword dance again, man. The tracking on sword dance. It's just so
it's pretty crazy.
Underestimate it.
Yeah, I mean it's insane. Sword dance really is the equalizer in this match, as you see. Sword dance is being used a lot to get away from the aggression. Ruth actually could be more aggressive as far as mashing R1 because you can hit them out of the start of sword dance. Once you're in the mix, obviously you can't. Maybe an R2 can. I'm not sure.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe she needs to mix in a few more R2s here. I've seen her throwing out a lot of running and neutral R1s, but I don't know. Maybe she's not aggressive enough. I'm not. Oh, she goes to the R2 right there. That would have landed, but beautiful jump by Lithium. Surprised we couldn't get hit by that. There's some more R1s coming out.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's a stagger because of that frost proc. I think that's big.
Yes,
that's
you're right. Yeah.
Fight of Ruth. She takes 400 damage there, though. She does have the blessed do. She actually opts to swap. Oh no, she goes back to the blue feather. That's what she was trying to do. Okay, so she is opting to change pretty quickly. I think that's a good idea though, because Lithium on a lot of those L1s has been landing like 400 damage plus, and if he gets
that right there, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that was really good. He does still have his tier active, but Ruth can definitely climb back. She does get the proc and the swaddling cloth, a little bit of HP, but is it going to be too little, too late? A sword dance gets her in the corner. Is she going to get rolled?
Oh man,
tries to
that
go
blue
up with
feather.
a running R1 of her own. Has to reset. Out comes the frostbot. Now Lithium, let's see how aggressive they get. Out comes the throwing daggers. The crystal knives does get a beautiful neutral R1 at the end of that jump. Ruth has got to be really, really careful here. 99 HP does have the blue feather brand sword, but again, because of the new rule set, she cannot have that and the blessed do. We'll see if sword dance comes out. It does. You called it.
Man, see that.
Lithium beats
Lithium.
Ruth 3-0. 3. Prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1.
Now, I believe we did see Maudcraeb go against PSGSP before using this same setup, and I think they did rather well. They just attacked at the right intervals. They cannot get trapped in this panic roll situation. Ooh, this is rough. I do think the edge goes to PSGSP here, or the Great Lances, because that crouch attack and the vortex is just absurd. DarkSoapp showing their prowess. Regular R1 isn't gonna work.
Nice JL1, but the
Flaming Strike
hitbox got them. That could have been that could have been a lot of damage for Maudcraeb onto DarkSoapp, but because of that lingering hitbox, resetting that,
here's
who
pop.
knows what could happen.
Oh, the roll catch. Oh boy.
The vortex. Oh my
Ooh,
God.
man.
That
was brutal.
That was over before we could. All right, combatants, prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1.
There we go. I do want to see this be more competitive. So, Maud did it with Ruth before and changed the way they played and got the victory. So, they can do it again.
Right, and just a quick clarification, those spears, I believe, are the green rot spears, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
I think
okay.
we were asking it before. I'm sure a lot of the regulars in chat did recognize, but for any of the potential newcomers that may be here or anyone that's not familiar, those are the green rot spears.
Look at that. Oh, wow. That's so hard to do. Oh, my God. He wiggled 3 times, and then he attacked, and then he
got
rolled.
a stagger there on that neutral L1, and DarkSoapp turned around. I don't think he would have had to do that. I think maybe he read something that wasn't there. I think if he followed through with that flaming strike, would have gotten a hit.
He was trying to get the roll catch on his left side, but he just guessed wrong. I mean,
gotcha.
Oh, I think tears are. Is that tears? They're popped. Yeah. Maud is doing extremely well this matchup.
Yeah, very, very well. Much better than
Look at
last
that.
time. Getting some great staggers here, great engagements. Only got hit, I think, like twice so far. Doing a really good job because, I mean, proving me wrong because I was saying that maybe you don't want to run powers and spears to get this, but you know what?
I'm impressed.
I'll be the first to admit I was wrong and I was dead. Prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. 1-1. Glintstones come out. No registered hits. Oh, there we go. That's so scary being in that.
Great read by Maud. They're doing something I noticed too. They got roll caught a lot. We saw the way they lost was like a 3-hit vortex at the end of the first stock, but the second round was much better. And this one, like that roll discipline, you saw it, just like that wiggling coming right at you and just roll like reaction rolling against that. Really good roll discipline on the side of them, and it is showing right now as they are still running off here with a little bit of a lead. Very slight so far, only 200 HP, but this is what you want to see. However, that not necessarily a great recognition on the side of DarkSoapp. You get a trade there. Hopefully one of those hit. There's the flaming strike
right at the tail end.
hitbox, and DarkSoapp
Neutral jump,
lands
massive damage.
Huge, and gets a tier proc as well, but Maudcraeb doesn't give it up for free. Are they going to get rolled
panicking?
Almost. That was panic rolling. I think DarkSoapp just slightly mistimed that engagement, but that was panic rolling. Maudcraeb very lucky there. However, getting pretty close to proccing DarkSoapp's here. If they can land like 2 L1s with both spears, I think maybe that might be enough to get the proc, but DarkSoapp does still have that blessed dew on us. We see another hit right there. But
I like the spam. He went for the third L1.
Yeah, that was very risky, and they paid the price. And now comes the Starfish on the side of DarkSoapp just to finish this quickly, and they do.
I would have liked to see a neutral jump there, but they were so far behind. That was going to be tough to come back.
3, 2, 1.
All right, here we go. Glintstones come out.
All right, and again, DarkSoapp just needs one more win. If he wins this stock, they will advance to the winner finals. The loser of this match will go up against Lithium.
That's brutal. Oh my god.
Nice flaming
Tears
strike.
are popped already.
Can't believe that he hit that, man. Ugh. Flaming strike is just so powerful at area denial. It's such a good Ash of War. There's a reason why everybody uses it. Honestly, got to be in the top 3 Ashes of War in the competitive scene. A beautiful one right there. On the side of DarkSoapp, great turnaround too. Maudcraeb
bad.
Already down at 20 HP. It looks like this one is pretty much decided as we see the Starfish come out on the side of DarkSoapp getting the rundown. There's the panic
roll in.
Quite get the proc there, but out comes the L1. Maudcraeb does land 1 hit on him, and there's a stagger. The anti-air from that very surprising.
The comeback is real.
Blue Feather brand sword. Is it possible? Can they do it? They haven't got it yet. There's another L1, almost a tier proc as well. DarkSoapp only at 600 HP. They are regenerating HP, but Maudcraeb is stuck at 153. The Blue Feather brand sword is what they have to do. Out comes the R1 that they roll out of the way of. There's a running R1 that catches Maudcraeb just barely.
That looked really weird.
Just barely, and DarkSoapp taking that in 3, 2, 1.
Yep, so we have Witnake with Power Stance Stray Swords and Yaz with the Thrusting Sword. Didn't buff up yet, but yeah, we see Flaming Strike with Yaz, which I'm shocked he didn't throw it out there. Wow, the backswing hit him. That's absurd range. I did not expect that. Oh, that I love that. Oh, and look at that. And I don't know if that was a
follow up another R1.
that
Just
might
like
be
that,
a block
600.
cancel there to get that higher poise damage value. Man.
Great job reading that running R2. Almost gets a neutral L1 though, and now comes the sword dance, the hyper, but just barely misses. Good roll by Yosh, rolling straight into that, not to the side.
Combo!
To the side or backwards. You can very well get hit by the second hit, and yeah, great pseudo combo there. And now Witnake does get his tier prog. Yas is up like flawless right now, up against the #1 seed Witnake. This is kind of wild. This is what we saw in that stock that did have to get reset with a few latency issues, but right now it looks like things are fairly clean right now. And
yeah,
there's
it looks
the first
clean
bit
to
of
me.
damage that Witnake was able to land on Was, the follow-up L1. And just like that, look at that. 800 damage. I think that we got no, he doesn't have the millisense. He has a swaddling claw, so we got a little bit of HP back from that, but my god. He's just power stance straight swords are so dangerous. Yas has been doing very, very well with thrusting swords, but just like one little mistake, just like that, you know, where
yeah, I
the
mean, look at that.
already
That's
really,
crazy.
really close.
Oh, and I like the aggression here, utilizing their health. Flaming strike. I love it. Utilizing their health just to get the damage, just to get on the inside.
Fist. Got him backed into the corner. Trying
Oh,
to
mistake!
He actually comes back!
Oh my god!
Are you kidding me?
Wow.
What? All right, combatants, prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1. We'll see. We'll see if Yas can. I'm sure Yas really, really wants to win this stock badly after what just happened. They're going to be a lot more cautious, I think.
Yeah. See, it's just that. It's not being scared to attack. A lot of people are scared to attack. And Yaz, when Yaz gets in there, is like, all right, I'll stun you with the two-handed, and I'm not going to get roll caught.
Something I want to point out that we saw there on that second R1 that he tried to throw out, Yaz is doing a really, really good job of not getting like too close with these R1s. I mean, that one he was like right in his face, but that second one, he was like just far enough away to roll away from that jumping L1, right? He does such a good job of understanding the range of his weapon and knowing where he needs to position himself in case he misses, in case things go awry, to be able to get out and reset if he needs to.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, trying to get the distance. The thing is, like, I'm noticing Yaz, if he gets too close, he understands that he'd rather trade than just take a free hit with a roll catch. So I really appreciate that type of play style. Although we haven't really seen much sword dance, which definitely can make things a bit interesting here. A flaming strike off that.
Strike, did he hit that? I think so. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't, which was crazy because that was like really well done.
There's one that he hits, and there's the follow-up R1 too to really kind of even things out. But yeah, like you were saying with the sword dance, Yas is probably dodging that better than any player here. Again, I said this in the first stock that they had that had to get reset. You see most players dodging to the side of it or dodging away, and that kind of sets you up to get hit by that second swing. But Yas is doing a good job of rolling straight ahead to where you end up behind the player. That is pretty much the only safe spot you can be if you're not outspacing it, where you don't get hit by the second man. He's doing a great job of reading that.
There it is.
He takes two right there, point blank, because the hyper armor from Sword Dance on the side of Witnake, but it's not enough. There's a beautiful flaming strike on the side of Yas, and he now has a lead here. Gets a tier proc as well. There's a flaming strike, and Witnake just barely outspaces it. That couldn't have been more than like 10 pixels away out of the way of it. We see more running R2s, a little bit of latency going on, I think, on the side of Yas right now. We'll see if that gets solidified here in a second. It looks to be a little bit better right now. Out comes the sword dance again. Good job by Witnake reading that he wasn't close enough.
Oh, there it is.
Right now. Can't place it.
Look at the roll catch.
The roll catch. He's like 2 hits away. Does he get? He does get the blue feather talisman swap, but there's a trade. That's not what you want to do right now if you're Witnake. And there's the roll catch. Yes, evens it out. We are now sitting at 1-1. This. All right, combatants, prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1.
Here we go, both buff.
comes the frostbite, but Yas does manage to roll it as he gets that lightning buff on his thrusting sword, which is really he's been able to use this incredibly well throughout this tournament. I think a lot of people are going to watch this and go, oh, maybe I should try this against Power Stance Straight Swords. This seems to be working well for him. Why don't I try it, you know?
Yeah, I don't think it will work out well for them.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, when you're having success against the #1 seed, right? Maybe that speaks more volumes of his skill, you know? Because you're playing up against the #1 seed Witnake against, you know, on maybe the most meta setup, right? The Power Stance Straight Swords, and you're winning pretty decidedly. At least one stock so far. We have the one that had to get reset, but Yas is winning most of that one too, right? So I think
Flaming
showing
Strike.
that
Nice.
not just the setup, but you know, the skills is a big part of this. If you have good fundamentals, if you know how to engage, if you don't overcommit,
look at that latency.
You can make a lot of weapons work.
That shouldn't have been a trade, but yeah, you're definitely seeing some latency here. Yaz got punished for that. Sword dance there. This is a tough one. I mean, this is a whole other aspect of the game that we try to not have be an aspect, is this latency and having to sort of recalibrate yourself. It's pretty tough.
Right.
Like there, with this latency, you literally have to jump every jumping attack. You can't space it. So it's very difficult.
R1 as Witnake decides to misdirect his, excuse me, redirect that sword dance to not put himself in a vulnerable position. Both players just kind of facing each other out right now, looking for a chance to engage. Looks like Witnake's trying to get some bait, so it does get one, but he jumps over. Had just
what the hell?
Yeah, I saw that. I see what you're talking about. Yeah.
That might have been one straight sword hitting and him not getting poise broken, though.
I think it was one straight sword, but it did look like he staggered like a second after.
Maybe,
we
yeah.
definitely do
weird.
have some latency issues. We'll see here if we're gonna continue with this or what. We'll get that sorted afterwards. But for now, what we have to focus on is the match in front of us. We see the tier proc on the side of Witnake, who is winning this match, albeit only by 600 HP, not by
this isn't that crazy. We see no jumps by Yaz, by the way. Yaz, I don't even know if he jumped this entire match.
I don't think he has. Well, at least not a jumping R1. I haven't seen him much. He's just kind of been relying on the neutral and the running R2. He's used the running R1 a couple times as well, but no jumping R1s, as we see. Oh, he tries to go for one there, but gets anti-aired by Witnake, and Witnake takes this one 2-1. A lot of back and forth. Goes 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Yeah, I mean, I have no idea who will win this tournament. Everybody's sort of playing a little bit differently. We've seen a couple upsets. We have no idea. I mean, Maudcraeb can make this incredible comeback, although they did lose to the PSGSP here, so this could be a somewhat kryptonite to them. We'll see how Space Ranger plays with this, but so far it's evenly matched. No one's really taken any damage. Nothing's happening as much. To trying to get on the inside here, trying to get some momentum. Good rolls by Maudcraeb. It's again, I can't stress this. Anyone who plays this knows it's so difficult to see and get away from those crouch attacks. It's so tough.
The wiggle stones. We see there's a nice little crouching L1 there to get the roll catch for this first chunk of real damage. Now, Maudcraeb did have a couple of really good stocks in the first round, the R1 after R1 after R1 against PSGS, really proving me wrong that you can't make Power Stance Spears work against this if you know what you're doing. Well, because of the poise limitations, because of the tournament rules. So within this environment, you can make this work against the setup. As we see, they now have the lead against Space Ranger, chipping away at it more and more. I think only one of those landed, but now another one, 1100 HP, just keeping space on the back foot the whole time. That's one of the things with the spears. They don't take nearly as much stamina as the Great Spears do, but when you get hit by the Great Spears, my god, 1000 damage. No, excuse me, 1200 damage. Just like that. I think they were at 2100 before. Insane. So while Maud's been doing a pretty good job putting damage in early on, you gotta minimize these mistakes, because when you get hit by this, the Vortex is here!
Oh my god!
4 crouching L1s in a row. All right, let's see. Combatants, prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1.
All right, here we go. Can Maud come back with this? I mean, you see they can do massive damage in a row, but the problem is they can't do the quick succession attacks like you can with the PSGSP here. So right there, he rolls into him, which is pretty weird. I think he must be resetting the combo with attacks by doing an R1, so he doesn't get the third L1, I'm guessing. I'm not sure actually how that interaction works. Oh,
yeah,
look at that, the roll catch.
I can't remember off the top of my head. Perhaps somebody in chat would have some insight to share.
Oh, anti-air.
Well, I'm trying to answer. Space is just taking away half of Maudcraeb's HP, but there's a backstab, second backstab this tournament. Beautiful. Was that him that? Yeah, he did that against Ruth, the exact same thing, and got the Frostbot proc just like he did in the first round against Ruth, where he won 3-1. Could we be seeing a little bit of deja vu just like that? It's about evened it up. Only difference about 100. Look at that wiggling. That's scary. That's really terrifying. But kudos to Maudcraeb for not panicking too much and getting out of the way. There's a really nice turnaround on the side of space. 600 damage, man. Damage to the PSG
still
is
pretty
just
close.
so insane. This close, and space is of a Frostbot right now. Well, actually, that just wore off. We see some panic rolls coming out inside of Maud. There's a crouch L1 on the side of him, but space reads it very, very well. Both players have a chance to reset, and that looked a little.
Look at that roll catch.
Nice anti-air, the L1, and just like that, Maud has the lead, and does still have their tier active as well. We see the boot for the Brainstorm come out on the side of
the jumping L1.
136 HP. There is the tier
but
pop
the
outside of Maudcraeb. Disconnected again. We're gonna see the vortex. We are. There's 3. He's gonna get number 4. Yes!
Oh my god. No way.
He was like 308 in 3, 2, 1.
Oh man, I really do feel for Maudcraeb. That happened to somebody else who dropped the match at the end, right?
Yes, it did.
And it happened to Yaz because he tried to switch to Starfist.
Yep.
He dropped it. It's so sad. Oh man,
it happens. You feel for him, but at the other side of that token is like feeling like really good for the other player. Like to come back from that, like having like what 200, 300 HP is wild. So that deserves so much praise as we see Space land their second hit onto Maudcraeb, is now at 1800 HP. Beautiful jump through the Frostbot, and now here it is. Is he gonna get the vortex? No. Maud manages to get out of it. Almost get the backstab, I think, Space, but Maud turned around and decided to get the backstab of his own. The third one. Let's see.
He throws a pot.
Frostbot. It's gonna happen again. Yep. Third time. We'll see if this is enough. We'll see if he can capitalize on that frost proc. Last time, I don't think he was able to get any hits in. Now he's trying to reset.
I see what he's doing now.
Yeah.
So they're rolling around him, and he's just pivoting and getting the backstab, which is really impressive, actually, to do it in that with that pivot. But yeah, I mean, Maud still has a lot. Yeah, he still has a lot to come back. Space Ranger still had a commanding lead.
That Frostproc going to wear off? It just did. And wasn't able to capitalize again. He's getting the procs 2 times, 2 stocks in a row. But he's not capitalizing on it. He's not getting that window.
The wiggle!
There's a beautiful crouch L1. Is he going to get the third one here? There's a neutral L1 on the side of Maudcraeb, but nothing doing. Space is sitting very, very comfortable right now. Tier active, nearly full HP. There's another crouch L1. Is he going to get the third one?
Oh, he went for the backstab.
He did go for the backstab, but it was too little, too late in Space Ranger. So wait in 3, 2, 1.
Now, Witnake didn't Witnake use Stray Swords before, or am I like confused? Oh, okay. The colors are they're swapped.
Okay. So in the red is Witnake, in the blue is DarkSoapp. It looks like we are getting that swapped right now in real time. Look at it. Look at it go. All right, things are back to normal. Witnake in blue, DarkSoapp in red. Everything is representative of the players on the screen right now. DarkSoapp, the first one, do a little bit of damage. We saw a little bit of that Syncadate hits there with that L1. Again, I've said this before. I don't like the Haldag or Hellstock into PSS. I just don't think it's very good.
I personally am with you unless it's the bleed variety. I actually like the bleed variety or frost variety versions better. But in this situation, I think the damage differential is just too much. Although DarkSoapp, obviously, there's a reason why they're using this. Let's see if they can actually bring this one back.
So the sword ends instead of wave it, is he gonna get the flaming strike? No. Witnake manages to get out of it. There is the bullet that he gets punished for. However, we do see I guess DarkSoapp is running an end build with this then? Or wait, no, it should be Witnake who's on the end build, right? They have variants, don't they?
Yeah, it should be.
I just know that the colors were mixed up and just making sure that the cards were right as we see another L1 come out on the side of Witnake.
Oh, what?
I think one of those hit. I'm not quite mistaken. And now DarkSoapp still has a lead after all of those trades. You'd think that Witnake would be more. I think Witnake just got their tier proc. Yes, they did. So DarkSoapp has a lead of about 400-ish HP because they do still have their tier active, though that may not last for much longer. We see the Godskin Swaddling Cloth get procced with Witnake, so there's a little bit of HP back. So now it's a little bit more even, more or less. I think both players are about at 1,000 HP when you factor that tier that just got procced on the side of DarkSoapp. Beautiful sword dance. The hyper armor from that is so powerful if you can't break it with status or something.
Yeah, we got the blue feather with Witnake right now. He's coming in here trying to take maybe a couple more hits, probably. Yeah, it's probably be a flame strike situation. DarkSoapp's been really well keeping Witnake at bay with the flaming strike. I think that's been like the biggest thing. Might be one hit away. DarkSoapp, it's close. I don't know the damage here. This is close with the blue feather. Oh, he's got no life. And the dagger, the dart kill. He got darted. Is this 1-0? Count us down.
All right, combatants, prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1.
All right, Glintstone scraps. Gets a hit. 20, 30 damage, something like that.
Good use of that off dagger right there. I can't believe that hit. That must have been the last possible frame before that roll started. See the talisman swaps now on this side of Witnake. No more from the Hammer. Gets the Blessed Dew on it.
Oh, no backswing there. I expected it. Oh, good job getting out of Flame Strike.
Very nice. Backstab! Oh, he was really fishing for it. He thought he had a nice little crouch L1 out of that. The sword dance too gets out of the way. There's the flaming strike though. And then the off dagger from that as well. Oh, jumps over the follow-up R1, but then there's a neutral R1 from DarkSoapp onto Witnake. And just like that, in that little engagement, DarkSoapp has a pretty commanding lead right now as he gets another neutral R1. Almost goes to the running R1, but doesn't quite get it. Very risky pivot there. Look at that spacing, man. That is like just on the edge of those powers and straight swords. There's the tier clock. Yep. So DarkSoapp has a very commanding lead. Witnake has less than 1,200 HP left. Does still have that Blessed Dew on, but at this rate, they're probably gonna swap that blue feather anytime now if DarkSoapp keeps up the pressure like that. Beautiful timing on that R1 right at the start of that jump to get that anti.
Oh, they're in bad shape.
Look at this.
Dagger's probably gonna clean this one.
Yep,
oh no!
Daggers. And now DarkSoapp wins this. You know what? Ready to fight in 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. I mean, because again, what I'm seeing is like if a dagger, I guess Witnake is afraid to attack into the halberd to get stunned, but if he attacks in the dagger, he just wins that trade like by 300 damage. So that's the part that's like a little confusing to me. But again, this might work against Witnake being a little bit more of a passive player.
Could read by that. I think Witnake could have gotten an L1 out there, but I think you just delayed it a little bit too long because DarkSoapp got the anti-air right and get a little bit of nice little L1 there. Is he gonna get the flame check? Nope. Witnake does manage to get out of the way, and there's a follow-up crouching R1, and then the L1, and then the sword dance, but doesn't quite get it. There's a trade.
Look at that damage.
Witnake is winning these trades. You don't want to trade against powers and straight swords when you're running Haldag. You want to get in and get out and get your damage done. And Witnake is seeing opportunities to trade. You're doing really well with these reads. Beautiful jump again to the flaming strike with the L1.
Third L1. Not a good move.
Responds to damage of his own. Doesn't have his tier, but neither does Witnake now. DarkSoapp still very much in this. There is the blue feather talisman swap that we want to see. Doesn't get it by the JL1, that one either. Just kind of running away, trying to reset. There's a running R1, but doesn't quite get it. There's another follow-up. Witnake rolls out of the way, no problem. There's a jump feint. Doesn't get anything. Both players finally have a chance to reset here. There's a jumping L1 again. Looks DarkSoapp almost late with that first roll there. Rolls out of the way of that one. We did get the Swaddling Cloth proc on the side of Witnake. So
Yeah, that's
even with
putting
these
him work.
swings and mitts, he's getting HP back. DarkSoapp does have a Swaddling Cloth too, but he's not getting an opportunity to attack. Out comes the Crystal Darts right now. DarkSoapp now less than... Oh, there's 101! A beautiful neutral. L1 to finally take it. And Witnake goes 2-1. So it's Witnake. Maybe we'll see. 3, 2, 1. The bolt is away. So if I had something to say about what DarkSoapp needs to fix, this stock is he's got to avoid doing those trades. Witnake did a great job of recognizing when DarkSoapp was going to attack and said, you know what?
Caught
I'll take
the
damage. I'm going to win. But that's what DarkSoapp needs to do. Get aggressive really quickly. How much damage is that? Are you kidding me? 900 damage. As we see a little bit more coming out, Witnake does get his health medallion off, and DarkSoapp has a very, very commanding lead here of, what is that, 1,200 HP. Does have that Crimson Amber medallion on. We'll want to keep that on for as long as possible until he gets hit. So again, the one thing he needs to avoid is those trades. You don't want to take trades against the power straight towards when you're running a halberd.
Yeah, that's a good for like a free hit at the range there. Damn, I did not realize that dagger had that range. They look like he looked like he was way out of the way there, but yeah, that swipe, that turnaround swipe and the range you get with that. Oh, and he breaks through. Tears are popped, but again, that damage. And he's getting a lot.
Oh,
he gets caught with the combo again.
200 HP left on the Witnake. He does swap to the Blue Feather Brandsword, and now DarkSoapp's keeping up the pressure. Gets him in the corner, and there's the vertigo one!
And the dagger kill.
The dagger. 2-2. Witnake, DarkSoapp, Witnake, DarkSoapp. Prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Same scraps in the beginning as always. Same, they run away and take their physics. Same thing. Oh, man, it's just funny at this point. Any slight edge they're trying to get. Did find it interesting last match that Witnake used the Bull Goat Talisman for a little bit. Not 100% sure why. Maybe for, I don't know. I'm guessing for Flaming Strike through their Sword Dance. I'm not sure about that. Seeing a little bit of hits going on back and forth. Nothing too crazy yet. I mean, DarkSoapp is down a little bit, just like one hit. The jumping attacks, I mean, again, the Swaddling Cloth with Witnake with the Phantom hits has been gangbusters. It's been out of control.
Yeah, he's been able to get a lot of HP back from that. I think the stock before the last one, he was able to regain, I think, like 500 HP throughout that entire stock. So definitely a very, very powerful talisman. It's the reason why nearly every player runs it at some point. And so we see a lot of L1s from DarkSoapp. That's about the same as like 101 from a
Where's his stamina at? What the hell?
No, I'm saying the dagger's not stamina insensitive. People get surprised how many L1s you can get out of it, man. There's a Flaming Strike almost catches him. Great redirection though to not set him up for a punish there. As he's now on the back foot, almost gets caught by that neutral L1. As he gets a chance to reset, he's gonna go for a hit here. He rolls into, oh my god, amazing he didn't get hit by that Sword Dance. That was wild. There's a trade here. Not what you want to do if you're DarkSoapp, but is what you want to do if you're Witnake, as he has a pretty comfortable lead here. Both players do still have their tiers active, but not anymore. As you see the neutral L1 instead of Witnake onto DarkSoapp. Yeah, again, dodging that Sword Dance. It's wild. It's the second one that should have hit, man.
Ooh, look at that jump. That's a tough. That's a really tough jump to do. It's, I don't know what you call it, like a moon jump or something, where you sort of like oval around. He did that. Oh, wow, that hit at the end there. This is blowing my mind. Some of the range on these things is confusing. It's not the same like a lot of these others. Doing the handy tick there, switching straight swords to get the faster recovery.
Nice
Flaming Strike. Oh, that was close.
Oh, does hit that one though. There's a follow-up R1, and now just like that.
It's close.
And he gets that roll catch. Beautiful chase down. DarkSoapp won the last 2 stocks consecutively, and for this match, 3, 2, 1. The gold is away. Here we go.
No damage somehow. It looked like something hit, but nope. Will they buff? Yaz. I don't know what the... Oh, that looked... Lithium looked around like that was crazy. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man,
have
come on.
issues like this again.
Not like this.
We do have something we need to do. If this happens too much, we don't want to have to do that.
R2,
Beautiful.
charge R2.
Hello, Dark Souls 3, R1, charge R2 straight sword. Is this what I just witnessed?
Yeah.
Basically?
Yes. Dark Souls 3. R2 back. Back, baby. Let's get that shield. Lithium is ahead by a lot here. I don't know if there was a glitch in the Matrix or what. Yaz can't seem to get his footing. Can't seem to get the first hit happening. Attacking into hyper armor. Oh my goodness. What even happened there? Did they try to jump? Is that what happened? I'm seeing it.
So it's what it looks like to me.
Ooh, they are down a lot, but that could be a connection. I think Germany's having a storm where he is, from what we were been told, so this looks rough. Looks a bit rough. Lithium is quite a bit ahead here. It's gonna be tough to come back, especially when Starfish come out. The intelligent Starfish.
Just, every time I've seen the Starfish come out, there's one running R1, and that's all it takes. Not this time though. Does manage to outspace it though. He's got a long way to climb back up. There's the Flaming Strike. Good job trying to just kind of let him know that, hey, I'm here, I'm watching. But
there it is.
Wasn't watching closely enough. There's the neutral R1. So when Lithium takes the first one, 1-0 combat in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I mean, and again, no one wants this, by the way. Like, if everyone could play with perfect everything, that I would imagine, except for the poopers out there, everyone would want that. Ooh, first 3 hits, roll catch. That's the Yaz we know.
Very, very nice job. I'm hoping to see him do some of those flaming strikes and then follow up with the R2 and then flaming strikes with R1 and some running R2. He did a lot of that in the first round of the winners and the first round of the losers bracket. That's a beautiful sword dance. I think he unlocked at the last second there, or maybe he locked on at the last second. Really nice redirection here with both of those. Great job by inside of Lithium there. And beautiful, beautiful read by Yas to get those R1s out first. It's a very, very comfortable lead right now. Probably close to getting that tier block on a Lithium. Maybe 1 R1 away.
Ooh,
2
there
R1s,
it is.
excuse me. There it is. Yep. Yas won that name, I think, once. Well, now 3 times. There's the sword dance and the L1 into a corner. Barely gets out of the corner now. And just like that, it's not necessarily super given away. He does have 1400 HP though. Still a pretty comfortable lead, but I mean, that was about 800 damage from that sword dance into L1 as he gets another L1 there. A bit of a trade. Kind of dangerous for Lithium to trade at this point. You are going to win those trades, I think, but with that buff and the thrusting sword, was that 71 strength? I think he's running. That's still going to hurt.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, Yaz is doing a really good job of sort of sticking and moving, getting in and getting out. I think they're doing the block canceling to get full poise values on the first R1 a lot of times. But Lithium is bringing this one back. I mean, they're chipping away. They're almost there at the tiers range. Look at that.
Beautiful L1's there. Gets a tier proc.
That's all it takes right there. So now it's nearly even considering damage. Now it's not.
Poor dance. He does get it. No way.
Goodness.
There's no way.
What is happening?
88 HP.
Down.
Combatants, prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1.
There we go. Glintstones. A little bit of damage on Lithium there. Oh, 2 hits already. See, it seems like Yas can get the lead, but then it's like sometimes it falls apart.
Yeah, we saw that happen, I think, in his one of his first round matches against was it against second round against Witnake when he swapped to the Starfist. Remember, he had that massive lead and he chose to swap it, and it just kind of choked a little bit for lack of a better term, right? But
Flaming strike in the
definitely even
corner.
right now. Flaming actually dodges both of those. That is crazy that he got out of that. Man, that discipline on Lithium. Great redirection down that sword dance. Not getting too aggressive, by the way. That's really important to not let your, like, it's really easy for your emotions and adrenaline to, like, take advantage. Like, oh, that was a really good dodge. I mean, I can do more damage here. I can get it. I can get it. I can get that third hit, that third R1. And oftentimes that's a recipe for disaster. So right here, when you get to this part of the tourney, you'll see the difference between players that do that and players that have a little bit more restraint.
Wow.
And know when to engage like this. Nice sword dance right there. And Lithium has the lead. Again, both players do still have their tier active. One more hit and Yas probably loses. This is going to have to be pretty careful. Like right there. It's going to get good with the sword dance. No, barely gets out of the way. He just went to the blue feather brand sword. Lithium does have his tier active. And 1,000 HP. No, wait, no, he does not. Excuse me. Lithium sitting at 1,000 HP. Yas still very much in this. However, Lithium does have the Blessed Do Talisman. He is regenning HP. Beautiful space in there on the L1. Doesn't get the sword into. There's a Flaming Strike. Does hit it. No follow up. A little bit sooner.
It might have been out of stamina there.
Maybe. It's very possible.
That was pretty weird. Yeah, he didn't go for anything there, but it is close.
Resetting. There is the rebuff to that thrusting sword. Yas is kind of just waiting for Lithium to make a mistake, which I think is what you want to do. There's a little bait. He knew that wasn't going to hit. He's just trying to get Lithium out of his comfort zone like that. There's like 3 R1s coming out. You only need one to hit to kind of force him to reset, and just like that, there's a blue for the brand sword on the side of Lithium. This is a difference of only about 230 HP. Lithium with 471. Yas with 240 or 3, excuse me. Now resetting again, letting that stamina come back. Does get hit though. There's
the fist.
HP left. He's gonna have to be careful. The fist and the crystal darts, the daggers are coming out. He's gonna have to be really careful. There's another crystal dart right there. Only one of those will kill him at this point. Doing a great job. And Lithium trying to get out of the wall. Running soon he gets out of the way. Both players' hearts are probably racing right now. And Lithium gets to 3-0 against Yas and will advance to the loser semis against 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. The classic match. Power stance, great spears versus power stance, straight swords.
All right. Now, Space Ranger was somebody who lost their first match 3-0 against Joss. However, in the losers bracket, they have been cleaning up 3-2 against being really close match. But then against Maudcraeb won 3-0 with the PSGS against, I believe, PSS. So we'll see how he fares against Power Stance Straight Swords. He hasn't faced off against it yet. I don't remember if Bean ran that. I don't think he did. I might be wrong, but right now it's not looking too good for him. Beautiful use of the sword dance by Lithium. This is something that you and I were talking about earlier in the tourney, that Lithium's really relied on that sword dance a lot, and it's paying off for him.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is really lopsided right now. Nice neutral jump. Nice no panic by Lithium.
Look at that roll catch on that sword dance again, man. It just pressing L2. L2 didn't ring is real and alive in 2023.
Yeah, good stationary jump, neutral jump. I mean, it's like Lithium is really on the ball here. Lithium's so far ahead. I don't know if it's 1 L1 wins. Blue Feather's pretty strong. But he's probably going to look for sword dance soon, yeah.
At this point, yeah, it definitely would. Even 1 R1, I think, would win. There's some nice little JL1. Nice crouch L1 to kind of throw him off. And he does get the tier proc, but Lithium has 1,000 HP. Space is 1 hit away from death. I would believe. Out comes the Starfist. We'll see if he can make anything happen. It's way slower than the Starfist in PSGS. There goes for a crouching L1, but nothing doing there. Gets him up against the wall, but manages to get away. No, it's, yeah, he's got to be panicking.
Oh my goodness, what is happening?
Finally, the roll catch him.
That's crazy.
Lithium escapes. I can't help but wonder, because we've seen combatants prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1. Bolts away.
There we go. Glinties. A little bit of damage actually on Space Ranger. Swapping it up. Oh, there we go.
The second one.
Oh,
nice
counter aggression.
Space to back off. Yeah, that L. I think it was a crouching L or rolling L1, if I'm not mistaken.
Double jump. I love it. I love when people just repeat. No one ever thinks you're gonna do something like twice or a third time in a row.
The vortex. There it is.
Oh
3.
yeah.
The fourth one. We saw him do that a lot against Maudcraeb in the last round. Really, really nice. It's like, man, it sucks to be on the receiving end of that, but it's really, really fun to watch that come together and watch 3, 4, 5 of those things chain together.
That was a pretty weird sword dance, but I understand it. Oh,
nice
jumping
play.
R1.
Gets the roll catch in the L1. Not quite that one, but he does get the
Oh, no.
L1. Is he going to get this one? No. And Space is almost full HP. He got hit once, and he's almost gained all of that HP back. He's sitting over 2200.
That's crazy, yeah. You definitely got a couple hundred back.
Complete night and day from
one
the
more.
last one.
Oh, boy.
Is he
wow.
going to swap? Is he going to stick with the PSGS? Or let's see. Let's see what he does. The Lithium's getting really aggressive right now. It might bite him. No, there's an L1 right there. Nice chunk of damage. It's probably going to be too late.
Oh, the Star Fist.
There's the Star Fist, and that's going to do it.
Oh, man.
Star Fist, man, it's just such a good chase down weapon because of the fight in 3, 2, 1.
All right. No glintstone by Lithium. They just forewent it. I like the backswing there. I don't know how that was a trade.
Oh, great crouching on one to stop
boy.
that sword dance and gets a second one too. Space got one L1 in, I think, and then I think he went for an R1 after that. Oh, is that hit? Is that crazy? That jumping L1 just hit?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Almost,
That ran.
Look at that spacing. Look at that turnaround. Almost got it.
Yeah, I think what he's doing sometimes he's doing R1 into L1 Lithium, because both will stun. It's a weird, because the L1 just does more damage.
Sword dance gets the follow-up. See, that's what I was talking about with the sword dance roll. A lot of people try to roll to the side or roll backwards. You need to roll straight ahead. If you end up behind them, you're not going to get hit by that second hit. I mean, you can roll the second one sometimes, depending on when you start your roll and where you are in relation to the other player when they start, but you risk yourself falling into a panic roll. See, like right there, rolling backwards, gets hit by the second one. You leave yourself open to follow-ups like that, but Lithium sitting in the pocket, 2 L1s and a sword dance of his own. Holy sheesh. And just like that, he's got a really, really nice lead now. Tier proc, and he still has his own, over 1,000. There's another sword dance right there.
Oh, look at that, the sword dance.
Oh my god.
I didn't know we were in a ballet
L2,
here.
Nice jumping L1 by Space. That's what you need right now. Nice flaming strike too. I think he managed to roll that one though. Very, very close. It would have been a good idea.
That backswing got him. Wow.
Nice backswing there on that roll catch and Lithium. All right, combatants, prepare for combat in 3, 2, 1.
All right, here we go. I mean, we got damage and vortex ability really on either side, but ooh, boy, it's who's gonna start it off? Who's gonna start the onslaught? There we go, backswing already with Lithium, getting 300 some odd damage, just that fast. Nice jump.
Turnaround. Look at that.
Wow, yeah, that range is kind of weird too.
Already evening things out. There's Lithium relying on the sword dance again, redirecting to not leave himself vulnerable. He's been doing a really good job of that. Like, he's been using sword dance a lot, and it's really easy to just kind of like set your brain on autopilot, right? He's been doing a good job of recognizing when he needs to back out and redirect that to not leave himself vulnerable. Gotta give him credit for that.
Oh, there it is. Sword dance, yep, I knew it. Because when you're in the mix like that, you can't deal with the crouch attack. You have to have the hyper power to break through as a safety net.
Right.
But
Look at that spacing by Space. Looks like we're gonna have more back and forth. At this rate, we're gonna come down to like a 6th stock right now, or 5th one, excuse me. As we see Space with a commanding lead at full HP right now, gathered all of his HP back, and Lithium is sitting here with a broken tier and less than 600 HP left. Blue feather on right now because he has to regen that HP. He is at risk of getting one shot without it. There's a nice roll catch. He's gonna get the
panic.
No, nice little retaliation from the side of Lithium. But man, does he have a steep hill to climb up. Out comes the start this. Is he gonna stop? And there's a nice little L1, but the poise keeps him in the pocket there. Doesn't have to panic roll to get out of it. Lithium just trying to throw out some L1s now to keep Space at bay. Now the panic rolls though.
That's so tough, man.
Space takes it now 2-2. Again.
Count us down.
All right, combatants. We're to fight in 3, 2, 1.
All right. They didn't even do any glintstones. Wow, he threw a dagger in his eye socket right there. I don't know what the hell. All right.
Again, a quick reminder, the winner of this match goes to the losers finals to face Witnake, I believe.
Yes.
Or wait,
nice neutral jump. Oh, no. Wait. Yeah. It's Witnake in the losers finals. Oh, what? Just cornered that. Like, what is happening? To know that range that well and just, like, feel the heat from the fire. It's ridiculous. So far, pretty evenly matched right now. Space Ranger is a little bit ahead. Does have the buff on their lance here.
Already about a minute into this match, not much damage being done. Both players being way more cautious than normal. Lithium did get hit by that croucher one, but doing a much better job this time of not getting trapped into those vortexes. That's a great read. Right there, that L1 of the sword is follow-up!
That's
Could this
crazy.
be a Lithium? Pull a bit of an upset here.
Crouch
the
attack, nice crouch.
Seed. There's the sword dance
Oh
again.
my goodness, what is happening?
Me? Space has
Space
notes
Ranger's
here.
falling apart.
Lithium over 1400 HP tries to go for the sword dance again, but Space rolls through. There's a crouching L1. There's a jumping L1 from Space, but manages to get away from his about 1 hit away from death. He has 151 HP.
Oh,
with a
is that
sword dance.
Hyper armor. Hyper armor. Sword dance.
3 to 2. Prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1.
All right, glintstones again. Can we just ban that just so we don't have to see that anymore?
The glintstone? Not a fan?
Just in the beginning, everybody's doing it. Here we go. Oh, he had that. He walked into it and he turned it around. There we go. Sword dance. Getting that. That's going to be... I do think they both have sword dance, by the way. So that is a big deal, but it does look like Lithium just uses it a lot more. There we go. Sword dance on Witnake's side. Not much damage has been done. Some health has been recovered anyway. That looked... Oh, interesting. Ring around a Rosie.
Yeah, somebody just said in chat 4 sword dances so far. Witnake's still sitting over 2200 HP, doing way better against this than most other combatants so far in the tournament.
There it is.
There's number 5. It actually
and
fully Charizard 2 actually lands.
Oh, man.
Lithium has a lead right now against number 1 seed Witnake. The sword dance is ridiculous. Excuse me? He's about to get a tear puck. There's a sword dance from Witnake, however, though.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, sword dance is also recovering health.
I think we need a sword dance counter in chat. I see the number 8 right now is the highest number that I've seen. There's number 9!
Part 2.
And he gets the tear proc as well, but also gets his proc still very, very close. Witnake has a very slight lead. Actually, 300 HP lead.
How the hell did he come back? I swear he's been getting hit more.
That's 2 L1s. Oh, nice L1. Goes for the third one. Actually, almost gets a nice neutral jump and a roll catch. Witnake is so close to death. Less than 300
sword
HP.
Dance.
Yep, there it is. Oh, but a little too aggressive. There's a follow-up. Almost landed. Both players about dead even now. 276, 269. Both maybe with Blue Feather, maybe you survive. I'm not totally sure. It depends on a few things. There's sword dance. Doesn't get it though.
He's out of control.
You need to fish that L1. You need to fish that neutral L1. I think that's what Lithium's going to try to do right now. He's going to bait a sword dance and then go for the jumping L1. I'm calling it right now as he rolls away back into a corner now. Witnake taking on the offensive. Has to get the stamina back. There's a trade. Oh, Witnake came out on top of it. Lithium is very, very low. Goes for the sword dance a little bit too much. Out comes the crystal darts, but it's nothing doing. Doesn't land them. Lithium keeping Witnake pressured right now. Witnake trying to get the baits to start this right now. Witnake is away. 1 hit. Lithium is a slightly 50 to 83. Is he gonna get the sword dance? No. Witnake barely gets away from it. Out comes the crystal darts.
Oh, he's out of whatever. Darts?
Lithium is setting up there. Out comes the frostbot. It's nothing doing there. More crystal darts on the side of Witnake. That's a neutral one.
Wow.
Lithium takes stock
50
1.
HP.
against Witnake. And yeah, I do want to mention, I believe that he ran. Prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Glintstones come out. Witnake does take a little bit of damage there, actually.
Yeah. Build players do get their physics off. We'll see.
There it is!
Here.
He gets the
sword
hit.
dance opening it. Yeah, got the second one.
Double
There's another
sword
sword
dance.
dance. Dude, this is ridiculous.
How much? See, this is the type of stuff people look at and they're like, should we ban this? Are people using this too much?
I don't know. See, here's the thing. I don't think it's bannable. I think people just don't really, I don't know, they just don't know how to dodge it. You can, again, you roll like into them after the first one. You end up, if you're behind them when the second one comes out, you're not getting hit.
There it is!
As long as they're looking in front. Look at that damage, dude. Witnake is down again. 2 stocks in a row. Really close to getting that tier proc as well. Really throwing out some neutral L1s here, trying to get Lithium to bite, but he's not doing it. Out comes another sword.
We're getting
There's
chat.
a neutral L1. Beautiful spacing on that one. Chat is counting. You love to see it. We love to see the engagement. I love to see it. What was the first one? 15?
15. I don't think it's going to be 15.
Them all up. 15 from the first one. We got to add them all up and see how many are throwing this match. I'm hoping, well, maybe we'll see 100 total. There's a nice
L2 gaming, ladies and gentlemen.
Only one of those. There's a beautiful jail. Well, not so Witnake. He has new tier active. Lithium is sitting.
Lithium's playing really well in the corner.
Right now. Doesn't get that sword dance. Thought Witnake was maybe
How is he getting out of these?
There. Had a chance to. Yeah, really nice positioning there to get himself out of the way. Out comes
Glintstone. And then he runs up to him and he presses L2. You ready?
Let's see what he's going to do. Gets out of the way of that really good read on that neutral. I thought he was going to fall into a bit of a blender there, but he saw that coming from a mile away. But we got one of them, so he didn't get the center, but there's a full-up sword dance. Lithium.
Sword dance.
2-0 on Witnake. He's up 2. We'll see if it continues. Combatants, prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1.
All right, who can dance better? Who's got the better moves? Looks like Witnake didn't take any damage there. A little bit of damage on Witnake, though. Or on Lithium.
Trying to get some of that poise damage in. We'll see who opens the floodgates first. I think that's what's going to have to happen here. Witnake is got a really tall order. Here's the sword dance. He throws out the first one, I think. One there, but nothing doing. Both players. Actually, Witnake does not have his Crimson Amber medallion on. Neither player has a swaddling cloth on yet. Well, there's the sword dance. Almost gets the fluid charge art too. Just not quite close enough. Very close, however. But Witnake has a pretty nice lead right now, and this is what he needs. He's down 2-0. If he loses the stock, he is done. So he's really
tears are popped already.
He's doing a great job of doing that. Yeah, like you said with that tier prog, Lithium does have the Spelltree Talisman on right now, and the Godskin Swaddling and Millicent's Prosthesis. Witnake is running Prosthesis, Swaddling. I believe that to be... Is that the Sorcerer Heirloom Talisman? And the Blessed Dew.
Oh, for the intelligence you're talking about?
Yes, I think so. There's 2 sword dances in a row. Oh my god. Can Lithium climb back? Witnake does still have his tier active over 800 HP. He's regenning as well. It's going to be a order that's a trade.
Oh, he gained health as he got hit.
30. Oh, he did. That's it. Oh my god, I think that may have saved him. It's very possible. I'd love to know the details of that. If that actually saved, that would have killed him otherwise. Outspaces that neutral L1. Witnake does not have his tier active anymore. Does have the swaddling though, so he's getting a few HP back after these phantom hits. Lithium's probably 2 hits away from 1 straight sword. If 2 land from an L1, it might be enough. It's very close. Too hard to tell. Jumping L1, but not close enough. Witnake does go backwards for the follow-up. There's a sword dance going back up against the wall. Lithium is being very, very cautious and passive.
Oh, man.
Trying to just
the spacing is wild right now.
Oh, the hyper!
Sword dance. He's not dead. Cracks attack.
Oh, but I think that was a dart that hit. So Witnake is still in this. It won't be a... Prepare for combat in 3, 2, 1.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, weird. Yeah, he didn't even get his physic off and he's punished. What a mistake. That's huge. Oh, but he gets the repunish. Oh, and the
2 L1s.
catch. Wow.
Holy! Now Lithium has a pretty nice lead here of about 400 HP over Witnake. Witnake really getting punished there for that late visit. Didn't really work out. There's a sword dance hit. Witnake tries to do one, but he's late, so the second one actually broke him out of it. Witnake is at 1,000 HP, about to get his tier proc 800. Really panicking right now. There's more sword dances coming out. Lithium's gonna have to reset his HP. He does have 1,000 HP as well. It really felt like Lithium was kind of dominating, but I just looked at the HP and they're about even.
Yeah, it's crazy how it evens out so fast.
A lot of trades here back and forth, which is really dangerous to do with this when you're this close. You're risking a lot, but the reward is really, really big. And that reward is not only clout and bragging rights, but
he
also
would have had him, but he
prize
turned
money.
it.
I think it maybe looks like the wall kind of redirected him a little bit. Nice follow-up on that L1. Lithium now about to get this tier proc onto Witnake, but he's at risk of getting his own proc. Actually, I think he did have his own proc.
Yeah, I think he does, yeah.
And Witnake does a talisman
Witnake popped
swap,
it himself.
and now has his tier proc himself at 1,300 HP. Difference of about 400 right now. There's a nice feint by Lithium, but he's too slow on the follow-up. If he did another one, he would have hit. There's the sword dance. Actually, the second one there, and now we're about dead even again. Difference of about 20 HP in favor of Witnake right now. Jumping in, there's the feint, trying to get a bait from Lithium.
Oh, he's panicking.
There's a follow-up build too.
Whoa!
Lithium is less than 30
happened?
HP, 27. He's got the red feather brand sword. Blue feather is pointless because he will die anyway. And Starfist on the side of Witnake. We'll see what Lithium gets caught by the Warfrost. Witnake is now evened it out, and if I'm Lithium, I am shaking in my boots. Combat in 3, 2, 1.
Oh man, this is huge. Is fatigue setting in? Is nerves setting in? I mean, already
that sword dance
gets a hit. That's big. Getting some daggers out there. Yeah, I mean, how much FP does Sword Dance use? Because, I mean, I've never seen either of them drink anything.
Not as much as you think it would. It's, I think it's less than 15, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, no. Sword Dance?
Sword Dance and Hyper Armor really saving him to get some damage into kind of even out this gap, and he does exactly that.
Oh, my goodness.
Got a 200 HP difference, but there's a jumping L1 from the side of Witnake, keeping the pressure up, but oh, look at that! Sword dance. Beautiful, actually. And after all of that is said and done, we are about even. 100 HP lead on the side of Witnake. Almost exactly 100 HP, actually. About 99.
Yeah, and that can change in a blink. And who knows which side it's going to go right now.
Yeah.
Good spacing, Lithium.
To tell. There's a trade there, and I think Lithium... Well, no, maybe Witnake won that because he got the tier proc. Lithium sitting at about 1,200 HP. Regenning Witnake is regenning just under 600, but does have his tier active. If I am Lithium, I want to get that tier proc as soon as possible. Not take L1s like that. Witnake really widening this gap, but then Lithium closing it. Dead even. Difference of 11 HP right now. Just 11.
They're even. They're even, basically.
Even
oh, boy.
A final stop to this third place match between Witnake and Lithium. There's a jumping L1. Witnake barely gets out of the way of that. That was very, very close. Lithium trying to reset right now. Witnake sizing him up. Look at this mirror movement. Look at that.
Oh. Swaddling Claws is going to come in handy here.
Exactly. This thing jumping L1.
Oh,
don't
range.
have that hit, but it's
close.
35 HP.
Oh, no.
He doesn't reach.
How did that miss? That looked good.
Back against the wall. Regenerating HP does swap to the Red Feather Brand Sword. 47 HP is all he has. One hit is all it's going to take. There's the Starfist. Does he get it?
Nice jump.
Oh!
Cancel. You gotta be kidding me.
There's no way. There's no way.
You got to be.
Prepare for combat in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, all right. Who's gonna do the first sword dance? What's your bet?
The tally is 53. I think is going to be Lithium. Watch. When he goes to engage, he's going to open up the sword.
Okay.
I'm calling it right now. It's
open up.
The
all right.
Scrap. We're going to do the sword dance right here. There it is. Told you.
His first move. You called it.
Any of those. I think the Glintstone Scrap hit, but Lithium is the first one to take damage from that L1. Now just resetting, looking for some windows to open. Witnake does still have his Crimson Amber Medallion on Lithium swap to the Blessed do so. Witnake does have more HP than Lithium, about 200 right now because of that talisman arrangement.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, they are just very neck and neck. Remember, Lithium was up 2-0 here. Witnake had to claw his way back. So, I mean, now fatigue's probably setting in on both sides. Lithium's making a couple mistakes. There's a lot of health being, well, I guess full health just got regained by Witnake. Lithium needs to get some of those ghost hits being procced, or regular hits, of course. There we go.
Nice.
There's one of them.
That's beautiful.
Oh, sword dance from deep. R2! Don't R2. What is life?
Lithium now has an 800 HP lead. Does hit one of those L1s when Witnake was in the air. Witnake responds over the L1 of his own, and I think both of those hit. He's now at 1800 HP. Lithium has a 600 HP, excuse me, 400 HP lead now. Witnake is slowly chipping away.
The sword dance king!
Tries to go for the L1, but not enough. There's a jumping L1. He responds with a neutral of his own and gets him down to 600 HP. Witnake's about to get his tier proc. He's in a corner too. He's got to be careful. There's a sword dance. Relying on that hyper armor. Witnake tries to jump over, but gets hit by one of them. Now resetting. He's got to be a little bit careful. He's being really careless right now. He's taking a moment to just kind of reset his mood, get his momentum and his mental back. Witnake is staving him off as best as he can. Is regenerating HP, still does have just under 800 HP. Now it's even. Well, Lithium gets 2 L1s for the sword dance, and now he tries to go for another one between them. There's a neutral L1 from the side of Witnake. Lithium does have his tier proc, or no, Witnake has his tier proc, not Lithium. Lithium still has it. 500 HP, might get tier skip. He's going to have to swap right now. There he goes. There's 1200 HP and 500 on the side of Witnake. Witnake is now resetting. There's the Gunstone Scrap trying to pressure him. They get it to him in the corner. He's mirroring the match right now. There's a neutral on one, but it's not enough to catch him. Lithium is now back in the center of the arena. This is a very, very close match still. Lithium has a nice lead, though. However, we've seen him squander it before. It's entirely possible. Witnake climbs back from this. Just neutral L1 from the side of Lithium, but it's not enough. Does get the Godskin, Swaddling Cloth, proc, so now he has an 800 HP lead. There's a trade. That's not what you want to do. If you're Witnake gets to the corner, this is sword. It's not enough. Witnake rolls into it and rolls away. There's a talisman swap. He does have the blue feather brand sword on. He's got 176 HP. It might not be enough. There's a neutral L1, but he manages to roll out of it. Gets him with a follow-up. There's a roll catch, but he's still at 75 HP. Can Witnake get out of it? No! He gets
there it is.
The anti-air Lithium comes back. What a come fight in 3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
There it is.
The grand finals. Well, it's the grand finals for DarkSoapp, and it's the sort of finals for Lithium.
All right, we'll see if Lithium can pull this off. Straight swords. Power stance straight swords against PSG as DarkSoapp does get the first
anti-air.
The second one, actually. Going for a vortex doesn't quite get it. Lithium manages to get out of the third hit, gets his talisman, swaps off. There's a feint jump. Actually gets that L1. Surprised DarkSoapp took that. There's a sword dance. DarkSoapp doing a great job getting that blade. There's a crouching L1. Lithium stays in the pocket up for a neutral L1. Doing some little stutter stepping of his own, and just like that, they're about even. Lithium has a slight lead of about 40 HP.
Oh, that space.
That's really nice. 600 HP lead now. Beautiful L1. Doesn't get hit, but reads that crouch L1. Both of them perfectly goes for the feint jump, but DarkSoapp doesn't bite, and now the players are resetting.
Yeah, I mean, you see, DarkSoapp was trying to get the vortex started up. We have seen as few, the smallest amount of sword dances by Lithium here, which is a calculated approach. I like these neutral jumps that he's throwing out, trying to scare. Oh, and the secondary. Wow.
Second part of
worked.
that.
And tears are popped on DarkSoapp. Lithium's doing well here.
Lithium has a lead, and he wants this more than anything right now. Lost 3-0 against DarkSoapp, and I'm sure a lot of us kind of wrote him off, but he's really proven a lot of us and myself wrong after that first round.
But Flaming Strike finally comes out.
Follow-up. He does respond with a neutral L1 though to
R1 backswing.
Really
what is this?
I think both players do have their tears proc, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, a nice jump, but he couldn't turn around for the punish.
Let's see if he does swap to the blue feather brand store. That's a really good idea because you can get over
anti-air.
That as he does.
Oh no! Lithium was playing really well.
He was.
DarkSoapp though
does take the first one.
Yeah.
For combat in 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Glintstone scraps. He throws a couple of darts. Lithium came out ahead there, but now The onslaught happens. The danger.
DarkSoapp has a very, very nice lead here early on with those crouch L1s up by... Oh, and there's even more right there. Doesn't get the anti-air that time, though. There's a jumping L1. Out comes the sword dance. Doesn't hit it, though. DarkSoapp actually gets that flaming strike. Doesn't go for the follow-up. Goes for the crouch L1 instead. Probably really low on stamina at this point. Oh, no, the backstab animation. I don't know if he actually went for it. I think he did, actually, and just got unlucky in not getting it.
The panic. DarkSoapp had a chance to get the punish there, but didn't see it. It's still scary to go against. Oh, there it is. See, the spacing on Lithium's been out of control. They've been doing really well. DarkSoapp also has been incredibly well getting away from the sword dance, even right next to him.
Was just going to say that. You're right. He's doing a good job of positioning himself in a way where he doesn't get hit up by that follow-up, because that's the really scary part of it. When you get hit by that, you leave yourself open to an L1 or the charged R2 that he likes to do, or even neutral jumps, depending on what he thinks you're going to do next. Out comes the flaming strike.
Oh, that was
get
close.
Away from that one, which is what he needs to do. We're pretty close to even. He's closing this gap. He was down by about 800 HP at one point. Now it's only about 300. He needs to really shorten that lead, because if he gets hit by again, that 300 can turn into 800 really
wow. Quick. Getting out of all of those sword dances. That looked pretty good. I was shocked he didn't get hit by one of them. And there it is, right in his face.
Lithium's... Oh, panic roll. Jumps over the flaming strike, though, but gets hit by the lingering hitbox and does get hit again by that bit of a vortex. Does do the talisman swap. DarkSoapp does still have his tier active. Lithium looks like he is in a bit of trouble here. I don't think I see him coming out of this one. Does get that tier proc, though.
Ooh.
Maybe.
I like that.
I think one of those swords hit, too, after the tier proc. DarkSoapp goes for the JL1, waiting for the panic roll. Is Lithium gets that crouch L1. Out comes the sword dance. Doesn't hit that, though. Dodges the crouch L1. Gets
nice
that
jump.
L1. Is he going to come back? Now he's got the lead.
Wow.
And now the tops come out on the side of DarkSoapp. I'm sure he wishes he did that a little bit sooner. Panic rolling. Oh, no.
Oh, weird.
Is he going
He didn't get punished for it, though.
There's the sword dance. Doesn't get it, though. Is he?
I thought he was going to go for the follow-up. He didn't. Oh, no. Here we go.
Is he going to get vortex? No, less than 2.
Oh, DarkSoapp got health back.
He did. He has slight lead, only 60 HP, 200 to 144 in the favor of DarkSoapp. Out comes the gun scrap. He's panic rolling, though. He does hit some of those. Gets a stagger, too. Is he going to get the L1? There's a crouch R1, but it's not enough. Both players get a chance to reset. There's a new L1. DarkSoapp pivoted. He the pivot.
Oh.
I don't think he meant to do that. And it cost
pivot kill.
Dearly. Fight in 3, 2, 1.
The scraps. Oh, double scrap.
More scraps. DarkSoapp is really trying to get Lithium in the back foot early. Does get a couple of those hit, but unable to capitalize on the stack he got. There's a nice jumping L1 in the side of Lithium. Great roll discipline, too, to not get hit by that neutral R1. DarkSoapp starting to mix up a little bit more.
Punish.
Punish for that glimpse scrap, though.
Double scrap, though.
One, though. Is he going to try to punish this? No, not quite. Not ready to make a move just yet. DarkSoapp was far enough away. He didn't have to use any rolls. He was able to scrape that. There's a trade right now.
Nice jump.
What did that for Lithium?
Did he miss?
No, the second jumping L1, DarkSoapp did miss. Lithium did hit that L1 while DarkSoapp was in the air, but that hyper armor saving, there's a neutral R1 that he's able to hit. Gets out of the way of the jumping, or the crouching L1. He jumps through it, and Lithium has a lead again. Gets a tier pop on DarkSoapp as well. 1200 HP left to the side of DarkSoapp. Lithium, if you count his tier as well, is probably sitting around 1900. You can generally add about 400 to 500 of that tier active if you are trying to do the math. DarkSoapp now less than 800 HP. Gets a back stab!
I am...
Whoa! There's the frost
That's
plot.
crazy.
Lithium does not roll into it. He rolls through it, actually, in response to an L1 of his own, but DarkSoapp able to get away with it. There's a crouching R1, mixing it up a little bit now, and now DarkSoapp has... No, doesn't have a lead. Lithium still has his tier active right now. He still has a slight lead, albeit slightly. Though there's the sword dance, gets 2 of them, actually.
R2!
Follow-up R2, gets the L1, but it's not enough.
Oh, to the city! Oh my goodness, 2 backstabs.
3 of 15 HP on the side of Lithium, 65 on the side of DarkSoapp. Out comes the blue feather brand swords. Lithium is really got to be careful. Starfist mirror match now. 1 hit and DarkSoapp dies. Lithium can probably survive the 1.
Oh, the pivot almost got him again.
Get that almost again. There's rolling all runs. Beautiful beautiful directional rolling on the side of Dark, so predicting where Lithium's gonna go. Because if he kept rolling straight, he would have gotten hit and lost. There's a rolling R1. Look at him rolling into Lithium instead of away. Doing a great job. Swaps back to the PSGS. Is it gonna be enough? Goes for a jumping on one, but it's nothing doing. It's a console when it does hit. Only one of them.
There it is.
Lithium comes back and gets that running R1 from the start fist. And now Lithium is up 2-1. All right, combatants, prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1. Bolts away.
There we go. Windstones.
Gets his physic off as well. Lithium opening this up with a run. I think crouching R1, then goes for the jumping one. It gets hit twice. Is he going to get Vortex? No, he does respond with an L1 of his own, but now DarkSoapp has a lead for the first time in 2 stocks here of about 500 HP. Pretty comfortable. Is going to have to make the most of this, though, as he gets hit by a jumping L1.
Oh, he tried to turn it.
He does try to turn the Flaming Strike. I think, he didn't hit any of that. Down by 800 HP now.
Oh my
Excuse me,
goodness.
1200. DarkSoapp is already about to get his tier proc. This is not what you want if you're DarkSoapp. He's
Look
down
at this.
3-1. It's about to be 3-1 at the end of this. Does get his tier proc as well. Lithium sitting comfortably over 1900 HP. DarkSoapp just under 1000. Does have his Blessed Dew Talisman on still, and not going to swap onto the blue feather just yet. If he takes 1 hit, I would expect a beautiful prediction at the
There's
L1.
the sword dance.
Even though he gets the crouch L1 off.
The equalizer.
There's a jumping L1 coming up on the side of Lithium, but DarkSoapp does not only get the blue feather brain sword off, but the backstab as well. And there's the Flaming Strike wake up. It doesn't quite get it. A little bit too early. Lithium still over 1100
putting the
HP.
pressure on.
He does have his tier proc though, difference of about 700 HP right now. Almost really close hit for DarkSoapp onto Lithium. Great spacing on the center, does get roll caught there, but that goes to 1. There's another one, the Vortex!
And 3 in a row! 3 in a row, DarkSoapp.
And now it's even. That was so close to being a 3-1. Battens, prepare to fight in 3, 2, 1.
Windstones. Yeah, it looks like those darts might do more damage than the scraps in the beginning.
They definitely are, especially if you are running. Well, actually, no. I think Lithium is running. That's right. DarkSoapp is running the straight.
Oh, nice neutral jump. He might be out of stamina. Attack.
Very nice.
Yeah, he did a lot of attacks.
But there's a follow-up neutral L1. DarkSoapp is still sitting with a slight lead after all of that. Lithium kept up a lot of pressure, but DarkSoapp really made the most of the hits that he was able to land there. But he gets outspaced by Lithium. Beautiful L1 there to deal 400 damage. Those both of these weapon loadouts do a ton of damage, but the speed and the poise of that sword dance. Lithium cuts through the Flaming Strike and lands a nice chunk of damage, about 300 onto DarkSoapp. And now we are about dead even. There's a difference of 4 HP right now. That's it. But DarkSoapp says, no, I'm going to make that bigger as he lands a crouching L1. Goes to the Vortex, doesn't get it. But he does get the Godskin Swaddling Cloth proc. So now he's sitting comfortably at 1,000. Still below what Lithium is, but he did get the tier proc. So technically does have about the same. He's less than 700 HP and doesn't have his tier proc yet. Don't think we can get a tier skip just yet. I'm curious if he's going to swap. Yeah, very interesting. He wants to regen a little bit more HP. I don't think he's going to get tier skip sitting at over 600 HP.
Oh,
but
there
he does
it
get his tier proc right there. Lithium sitting at 700. Oh, there's a nice little roll catch on the side of DarkSoapp.
There it is.
Another one. Only one of those landed, but Lithium wasn't able to get the blue feather brand sword on. So now DarkSoapp takes that. Is now up 3-2. All right, combatants, prepare for combat in 3, 2, 1. Is this the beginning of the end for Lithium? He's down 3-2. Has lost 2 stocks in a row, I believe.
Yes, yeah. Lost the first one, won the second 2, and then now lost these last 2.
He's gonna have to win 3 and then win 5 more after that if he's able to win this one. But he's got to focus on the here and now. He's down. He's dropped 2 in a row. He's got to find his rhythm again, set his feet, and just do what he was doing right for all of this tournament, basically. And I'm sure he wants this, but he gets backstabbed by DarkSoapp. Beautiful positioning. There's the Frost Cloud, but Lithium does roll through it. There's a jumping L1 out of that to do some damage. And after all of that, he's only down by 300 HP. Well, now 600 as he gets
weird.
to that L1.
Some of that is because, they don't allow for the dagger talisman in this tournament. And, of course, riposte from parries do more damage. Backstabs aren't as crazy in this game. There we go. There's the trade. Still a decent lead DarkSoapp has.
It's a good trade instead of Lithium. He was down by 600. Now he's down by 400. Very, very, very good trade right there for him. But he gets hit by that crouch one. Barely gets out of the way of that flaming strike, though.
Yeah, DarkSoapp's trying to catch them at the end of the flaming strike, trying to tell where their next roll is going to be. They've been off a couple times. Yeah. Yeah, look at this. See, that's why I think attacking is better in some situations. He did a regular L1 there, I think, on accident. Got caught with a jumping attack. Is his both tiers popped here? Yeah, it looks like both tiers are popped. Glintstone scraps. That's a huge deal if he can rush him. He couldn't really capitalize, but still. It's even. Basically dead even on the health count here. Who is going to get the next hit? Who's going to get... There it is. Jump attack didn't bite. DarkSoapp didn't go too crazy.
Running R1.
Oh,
kind of cut down on the lead that DarkSoapp has. Almost gets the neutral as well. DarkSoapp doesn't have the blue feather on yet. If he gets hit by once, he's gonna fall down to like 100 HP. Oh. There's a
the delay. The delay.
No way.
We didn't see it. Oh man.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, this is wild. This is a lot. Hands are just like broken, sweaty. A lot of movement here. Look, I like the crouch R1 there. It uses it really well. Doesn't overuse it. Just uses it just enough. Stuck in a corner. Flaming strike, jumps back, gets caught. Can't get the follow-up crouch. Man, that's crazy. Lithium already coming back. Even health. Lithium gets another L1. Takes the health advantage back. Trades. Neutral jump.
Nice.
There's the late attack.
L1. Got a very, very nice lead for Lithium right now. This could be his fourth when he needs this. He needs 2 more. So does DarkSoapp. They are dead even right now in terms of stocks. They have 1 under their belt. But in terms of HP, Lithium has a slight lead of 500. He now dodges the jumping one and gets a tier
There's
onto DarkSoapp.
wow.
There's the flaming strike and he dodges through it. Beautiful dodge. I thought he was going to dodge to the side, but he went through it. Great decision there to not get hit, because if he got hit by that, that would have spelled potential disaster for him. He gets a neutral L1 right there to get DarkSoapp down to 700 HP, but he's down under 1,000 himself. Just under it.
Man, yeah, Lithium still has a commanding lead here. Much more health, but as we see, the Vortex can be strong. Wow, he actually hit him.
Doesn't get the... Oh!
No way!
He went for the fully charged R2 and Dark... 3, 2, 1.
He's switching his build? I don't understand this, I'll be honest.
Wait,
is this...
Wait, he is? How dag?
Yeah.
That's what he started the tourney with.
I mean, this could be a big brain move where Lithium's not used to playing this.
It's what he
so
ran
therefore
against
he
Witnake.
has the edge.
Well, Lithium did play against Haldag earlier in the tourney and did well.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
Swap,
you're right.
I think. Against Ruth.
Yeah, but then she switched. Yeah, I don't know. Is this big brain or is this... We'll see. I don't know.
No. It's a very interesting choice. I don't know why you would switch, but well, maybe he's got something in his head that we don't know about. But right now, it's not paying off just yet. Lithium has a 200 HP lead after those trades. This is the thing. You can't really trade anymore. Well, you can if you can outspace and get those L1s in at the end of an L1 from Lithium,
oh,
you can
wow.
make that count. Short dance, but it's not enough. There's the flaming strike. That's a trade, but Lithium doesn't come out on top of that. DarkSoapp does, because he gets 3 L1s in from that Cicadea. A lot of damage with 68 strength too. That thing hits way harder than a lot of people would think. There's a neutral R1 and the follow-up L1 too. DarkSoapp actually is playing incredibly well with this setup against PSSS.
Yeah, the spacing is really well. I do think this is a harder setup to play, considering what you have to go against. But I mean, he's making it work. He's getting the little bit of chip damage in. The problem is in the trade department, if the damage is just not on the side of the Howl Dagger
I think the thing
here.
is that I think he's got a little bit more range now than with the Great Lances, maybe. I've seen him looking a lot more comfortable going up against those neutrals from Lithium, really getting those neutral R1s and running R1s to outspace those Tarsem Straight Swords. It's really paying off for him so far.
Dagger speed right there where you can just attack and then roll away.
Nice neutral L1. That's what Lithium needs to do. Goes with the sword ends, misses, gets
Tears
his
are
tear
pop.
proc, but DarkSoapp's really close to having his proc too. One more hit from Lithium onto him, and his tear will be procced as well. Throwing out some neutral L1s. It looks like Lithium is kind of panicking a little bit. Gets him in the flaming strike, and he's down!
Wow. Ladies
DarkSoapp
and gentlemen,
wins!
DarkSoapp has done it. The champion in a very grueling, look at all the blood, very grueling matchup. Soaking in the blood of the defeated enemies.